What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Smoke, back with another video. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Right now, it's 6 in the morning. I just finished watching Godzilla versus Kong. This is going to be my non-spoiler review. I'm going to try to keep my spoilers to a very minimum to none. If you want to stick around, see what my thoughts are, try to keep it to a bare minimum. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So, if you haven't seen any of the movies prior to this one, this is technically a quadrilogy. It wouldn't even be considered a trilogy. It would be a quadrilogy. So, you've got Godzilla, you've got Godzilla King of Monsters, and Kong Skull Island. All of these led up to this movie specifically. And if you haven't seen any of the movies before, honestly, it's actually pretty smart the way they set it up. There's no way, you can go into this movie watching it and not have seen any of the movies, and it kind of catches you up a little bit. It kind of spends a little too much time trying to keep up with what happened before, but it kind of just throws you right into it. You're kind of like confused in certain moments, like what's actually happening, how far have these people gone in such a certain amount of time, depending on how you think, if it's like further up ahead, if it's too fast or if it's too slow. Or honestly, to me, I feel like I was in a whole different like universe. It's like from the time that it started, when I first saw Godzilla, then I saw Kong Skull Island, then I saw Godzilla King of Monsters, and in none of these, you rarely see super high level technology in terms of like super advanced, like Iron Man advanced, but times 2 or 3. Not too much, but just enough. I just want to say that like it makes almost no sense at all how they got to this point, but for what they were trying to do, I feel like it was just almost cliche. Like it was kind of like plot armor in a way. Like the story was kind of written in a way where it didn't help explain how things were happening. It kind of just brought you to the situation, brought you to that specific moment. All right, this is when it's happening. I'm assuming that the reason why this is happening isn't really because I was already going into it thinking, okay, Godzilla versus Kong, they're definitely going to fight. They're definitely going to make damage. So immediately you can't have, you have to, kind of have to, but you can have a winner in a way. But honestly, I don't think it makes sense to have a winner. I think it would make sense more to try to like make it interesting. So they went ahead and made it interesting. This is the only technical spoiler that I will give. There is another enemy. There are actually more than one, but the real enemy here, honestly, is set up to be a surprise. You see Godzilla, and then you see Kong. You're given a position of sympathy to both of them. You had Godzilla save Earth from these creatures, these kaijus. So Godzilla saved mankind, and he just left. He just said, fuck it, I'm out. Love you guys. I'm here for you, but don't fuck with me. That's pretty much what he said. They always give that last roar. Always. He said, don't fuck with me. Don't come in here and thinking you all that when I just saved you. You didn't even know what to do. So now here I am, and now you bow down to me. So technically, for a long time, we thought mankind was, the apex predator, because we technically have nukes and all that shit, but the nukes didn't do shit. They absorbed that shit. They used that nuke. They can absorb nuclear energy. That type of energy, they feed off of it. So Godzilla, in the third movie of this Zillaverse, I honestly give the movie, in my opinion, it definitely dragged the explaining part of what happened before to what's happening now. They didn't really talk about it too much, but they really dragged a lot of the dialogue that came around. In the beginning, there was a lot of times where you see action, you see things happening, but they were they were trying to set up the reason why they were going to fight in the first place and how everything led up. A lot of people are going to laugh at this, but it's super hilarious how they explain what the hell is going on. Because honestly, it straight up feels like a complete different universe. It's just, I thought it was funny when I was watching this certain part of the movie. It was pretty intense to see like what the hell was going on. Like I thought I was watching some futuristic ass shit. I've never seen some shit like this before. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But I was like, you know what? I want to see where it goes, what it explains. And I don't want to dive too deep into it, but it definitely sets it up pretty nicely. The fighting, and I honestly love how they set up their fights, because they fight more than once. You can just tell they fight more than once and in different places. And how they fight is kind of like set up in rounds. Like round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, whatever. I don't want to spoil anything. I suggest you watch the movie, come back. I might just have my spoiler review out later in the day. I want to give this video some time to build up some traction, but I'm definitely gonna put out my spoiler review and talk about every situation and everything that happened. But overall, I think I loved the movie. I did. I enjoyed it. I wasn't bored or anything like that. I just hope that they kind of like explained. They really dragged how they got to that point. How they never really explained how they got to this point, how they got to where they got to, and how everything transitioned from the old movie. Like the old movies had a nice little transition to it. All that stuff kind of like was set up nicely. Everything one for the other. Everything explained itself. This one kind of just jumped. It kind of just jumped into it. And I don't hate him for it. I thought it was good because it kind of just gets to the point. But it's just a lot. It was just a lot at the same time. It was just a lot. It was hard to try to like bring your mind to this place. But once you actually are there and you're able to see things for what it is, then I guess, it kind of makes sense, for its logic. But I wonder if they're going to make another one. I believe it has potential. A lot of the CGI was on point. There's a lot of close up moments with them that were pretty freaking intense. I'm definitely going to watch this movie with like surround sound, bass and all that, headphones, all that good stuff. Try to get the full effect of it because it just feels like it was supposed to be a theater movie. I watched it at home. It was good. I enjoyed the movie overall. For my non-spoiler review, I'm gonna give it I've watched it one time. It was good. It was good. So I think I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10 because the movie, the fighting, everything, awesome, amazing. It was crazy, epic. They really went over the top with everything, but I don't know, man. I just needed, I would have wanted a little bit more of an explanation. I recommend you guys watch it for yourselves and let me know. Smoke out.